Hello, and welcome back to Melanie Loves Death Metal. Plato is here today. He is finally aware. He's finally awake. So hello to the puppy cam. He's going to be joining us today. He's panting quite a bit because I just walked him. It's early morning. Happy Monday. It's early morning. I live in the Tampa, Florida area, and we have been under severe heat advisories for the last 2 weeks. It has gotten over 100 degrees here, and then with the heat index at times 120. So it's incredibly hot out, but we had a short little walk this morning, and as you can see, he's really just trying to cool down. So where his bed is, it's up against my the closet in here, but there's a vent up there that points directly in that corner, and as a husky, he loves cold weather and loves it when it just blows on him, so that's currently what he is doing right now. So yeah, enough of the puppy cam. So just a normal vinyl collection update today. All vinyl, all death metal. Well, one of them is black and death metal, but still. Yeah. That's okay. All right, you're distracting me. I need to not be distracted by my dog. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So let me just. There we go. Now he's gonna do the spins for like an hour. Oh, he's down. Okay. So I got 2 reissues from Nuclear Blast. This was a continuation from my Hypocrisy video. Nuclear Blast has been on the grind with reissuing things as well as Relapse. There will be a whole entire Relapse reissue video probably next week sometime because I did order a bunch of new ones. So those are coming. But to round off my Suffocation collection, I picked up the 2 latest reissues. The first one I'm going to show is Pinnacle of Bedlam. And I did previously own this it was a Back on Black reissue from 2019 or something, 2018. Fairly recent. It wasn't that long ago. And it was a really cool splatter edition. But I wasn't a fan of the way it sounded, and I guess maybe that's just the reputation for some of these Back on Black reissues, especially down around that time frame. I guess they weren't that great. I mean, it wasn't awful, but there was a lot of surface noise on my record. I cleaned it, tried to do things to make it better, but it just didn't sound as much as good as I would want it to. Normally, I'm not a huge snob in terms of what my sound is for my setup, but for this particular record, I could hear the surface noise and it was driving me crazy. And like I said, I cleaned it and I did a bunch of things and it still didn't matter. So I might have just got a dud. But they did reissue this, so I did pick it up and I got rid of my other one. I sold it off, or I traded it. I don't remember what I did with it. So it's a nice gatefold, and then this is a yellow and black swirly. Looks pretty good on that side, and then this side is just a lot of yellow. I'm a big fan of the yellow vinyl. I think it looks great. I don't have too many. I just realized I don't have too many records that are yellow, so I thought it looked awesome. So that is by far one of my least listened to Suffocation albums. And then I got it last week, and I've spun it 3 times since, and it really clicked with me. I really enjoy this album, probably a lot more than I ever have. The later Suffocation albums are not some of my favorites, but I don't think that there's really any bad album in Suffocation's discography. There's just albums that are way better than others. Similar to Cannibal Corpse and Autopsy, Carcass, all the other discography rankings that I've done. I am definitely going to do a Suffocation video. I've been waiting for a couple of reissues to come out, so we'll get to that. I'll make a discography ranking video and piss everybody off because those tend to get a lot of engagement because people don't understand. That's my opinion. Anyway, the next one that came out recently as well is Blood Oath, and this is probably one of my favorite Suffocation records. It really, I don't know, just the time of it coming out, I was heavily, obviously a huge fan of Suffocation when this came out. I was fairly young. I probably was I in high school when this came out? It doesn't have the the official release date on here. It just has the reissue date. I don't feel like looking it up, but I'm pretty sure I was in high school when this came out. I don't know, it just really hit me. I've always really loved this album, especially Dismal Dream. That's like one of my all-time favorite Suffocation songs. I sing it all the time. But I like how kind of technical this one is. And this is definitely my favorite death metal album artwork by far across everything. Like, I just love this album cover. It's just so sinister and evil, and just really makes you, yeah, it's just really evil. So this is a nice gatefold with the lyrics, and then there. And these are really nice quality. They did a good job on these, and this one is really cool looking. I love red and black. It's my favorite color combination. So there's that side, and then this side has more of the like mergy swirl stuff. So yeah, sounds great. I've been listening to these ever since I got them. So yeah, I'm gonna do a Suffocation video of their discography and their ranking and everything that I have on vinyl. Relapse also recently just reissued Suffocation self-titled and Souls to Deny. Wow, I just really blanked on that. So I did get those. They're coming. Those are the two that I was missing in terms of, well, I've always had Souls to Deny. I've had Souls to Deny, and then I recently traded it for a couple of other things because I knew that they were going to be reissuing it. So yeah, those are coming. And then I think the only one I need on vinyl is what's the latest one called? The one that came out not that long ago. Suffocation discography. Can't spell. Suffocation discography. Here we go. Of the Dark Light. Yeah, that one's the only one I don't have. I have, the EP Human Waste and Despise the Sun because they just reissued those. Relapse just reissued those earlier this year. I have Effigy. I have Breeding. I have Pierced from Within. So yeah, I have pretty much all of them. I'm waiting on self-titled and Souls to Deny the reissue, and then Of the Dark Light is the only one I don't have on vinyl. I do have it on CD though, so I might just hold off on buying that because I don't know if it has good prices on Discogs. It might. I can look and see. But I might just do the video and just show off the CD and be like, hey, this is the one I don't have. But I'm assuming they'll probably be reissuing that soon since they reissued these. But who knows? We'll see. Hello? Are you coming to join us too? Yeah? You're gonna come hang out? That's my other little girl, Dolly. Okay. Back to Play-Doh. Let's move it down a little bit. Oh, her butt's in the way now. Well, you guys get some puppy butt. Oh, she's in that frame too. Okay. All right. Enough of the puppy cam. Okay, so yeah, those are the Suffocation reissues that are on Nuclear Blast. I'm pretty sure you can still find those. They also reissued them on tape on CD. They're around. Blast Beat Vinyl is where I got mine from, so check them out. They're also on Amazon, so you can find them. They pressed a ton of them to the point of where they don't even have the number of pressings on the hype sticker, so they're around. Okay, so the next one I have is I did a full dedicated heavy metallurgy review of this album a couple weeks ago, and it is by far one of my favorite releases this year. So this is probably no surprise, but I finally got it in the mail. It was on pre-order for a while, and it finally came in from Closed Casket, aka Maggot Stomp, and that is Nuclear Remains, Dawn of Eternal Suffering. This is their first full-length Arizona band. Brutal death metal with the really, really pingy snare. It's got that raw, gritty, dirty sounding production, and it's an ode to the old school brutal death metal days. I absolutely love this album. I'm obsessed with it, and yeah. So printed inner sheets, some more promotional shots of the guys that look like they're probably 19 or 20 years old. They seem pretty young. And then the lyrics back here. Yeah, I mean, I've already said what I've had to say about this album. The Heavy Metallurgy stream that I did a couple weeks ago with Simon, Explosive Action, and Marty and Alan, this came up, and I talked about it on there, and then I did the whole entire review, so I'll link it in the description. You can go back and watch that. But yeah, pingy snare. If you don't like the pingy snare, you're going to hate this album. So, and then the vinyl, the record itself, is this very nice green, olive green and white, like splatter, blob splatter. It looks awesome. I was a big fan of this when I unpackaged it and took it out. I was like, wow, that looks amazing. That really pops. That it's just a really, really good splatter. So I meant to look and see where this was pressed because they did a really good job for this coloring. Maggot Stomp generally releases like plain colors. Not too many splatter variants here and there. So it was cool to see this. At least back in the day. I mean, there has been splatter variants, but I've always gotten like just the plain colored or translucent colored ones, especially like on fluids and I think 200 Stab Wounds has got like the cloudy, smoky red, stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent now. So yeah, Nuclear Remains. Love that album. Check it out. Okay, so the next one is a reissue, or not a reissue, an official blah, blah, blah. I can't talk. It is finally on vinyl, that's what I meant to say. I have this on CD already. Love this band. Love this album. Became a huge fan of them when I heard them. This actually came out last year. I was very late to the party. I talked about this in a video previously several months ago. But it's finally out on vinyl. Got it through their Bandcamp. Stabbing. Yeah. Out on Comatose Records. I love this band, or Comatose Music, sorry. Love, love, love this band. What was this called again? Extirpated? Mortal Process. I don't know. I always say it wrong. But yeah, female-fronted brutal death metal band. I was shocked by that. I talked about it in my video because she's awesome. She's got amazing vocals. I was impressed, and just brutal, really sonically pleasing, that sonically pleasing brutal death metal that I really enjoy. I don't get bored with it. It's not very repetitive, but every single song stands out. Not a single bad song on this album. So yeah, I was so pumped when I saw that they released this on vinyl. I got it through their Bandcamps. I'm pretty sure there's still some available, at least the last time I checked there was. So yeah, there you go. Texas death metal, brutal death metal. Just so good. I really hope I can see these guys live sometime. I think I feel like they've come to the Tampa area previously and I missed it. But they've been touring a ton with some awesome bands. So I'm hoping I can see them live someday. And then I got this like blue translucent one. There was a couple different colors. I think there was a red one too. And then maybe yellow. I don't remember. But yeah, I got blue. I thought this one looked the best. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure these are still available. I don't think that they're sold out. But yeah, I just was super pumped about this. Really happy that it came out on vinyl. And I got the CD now too, so, hey, big fan. So hopefully I can see them someday. So yeah, Stabbing, check them out. Okay, and then finally the last one is, I didn't buy this. Full disclosure. This was sent to me in a package from MSUO Mesako Unocho, from Jose, Jesus Christ. Jesus, Jesus. He's awesome, by the way. MSUO is one of my favorite labels. I try to order from them at least 2 to 3 times a year. I do like big purchases to make the shipping worth it, because shipping is relatively expensive. They're out in the UK. I think it's like $20-25 for shipping. So if you buy one record, it's not worth it. But if you buy a package, it makes it worth it. So I recently put a big order in about a month ago. He was traveling and on vacation and stuff, so it took a while to get here, but it usually only takes like a week after he ships it. And of all these Undergang reissues that I didn't have in my collection, and I think I got like Vacuous and a couple of other ones because the color variants were available. So I just tried to put in a big order. I always try to throw money at MSUO as much as I possibly can. And we were emailing back and forth about stuff, and he messaged me and said, hey, I included this in your order. Thanks for the support. So big shout out to Jesus and MSUO. You guys are awesome. I love what you guys are doing, and you've just been pumping out awesome releases, including this one that I slept on. Admittedly, I knew about this band, but I didn't listen to this one particularly, and this is the new Ascendancy. What is this called again? A Manifest of Imperious Destiny. So this is an EP that just came out on MSUO, and I think Dark Descent Records also did a split release with them. Ascendancy is a blackened death metal band out of Denmark, and they released an EP 2 years ago, and there's also a demo that came out in 2019. The EP that came out 2 years ago, I did listen to it. I never bought it, and I don't know why. It's always been available everywhere. Like, literally, I think Hell's Headbangers has it, Life After Death had it, NWN, like, everybody had copies of it. I just never bought it. So, but yeah, he threw this in. He's like, I think you'll like this. And he was right. It's a 4-track EP, blackened death metal. Reminds me a bit of Suffering Hour with just how the sound of the production quality is. It's got that raw sound to it. Some of the guitar riffs kind of remind me of Suffering Hour, but the vocals are not the same. These vocals are very more like raspy and like guttural death metal vocals with that blackened kind of black metal tremolo picking from time to time, and like melodies in the music. So yeah, it's really, really good. If you haven't listened to this, check it out, especially if you're a blackened death metal fan. If you like that like blackened sound in your death metal, it just sounds evil and sinister, and it's very I popped this on and was like, wow, this is really good. Why didn't I listen to this before? And so I went back and I listened to their other stuff, and now I'm going to try and get their other EP and demo that's out. I think they call this a mini LP. I don't know. But yeah, it's really good. So thank you so much, Jose, for... God damn it, why do I keep calling you Jose? This is why, and I'll be honest with you. I literally just emailed somebody that I work with named Jose. So now I'm like having Freudian slips because I'm thinking about a work email that I just did, and his name is Jesus. It's just, I'm an asshole. I don't know what else to say. It's got that awesome black flooding in there. I love when labels do that. It's got the matte finish, surprisingly. A lot of the times MSUO has been doing that really like high gloss, really nice, like super glossy, but this is the traditional matte finish, which all the Undergang ones are like this as well too. So I don't know, just a random tidbit. But yeah. So there you go, MSUO. That's a spider logo that I don't think I've ever seen before. Just another random fact. And he was nice enough to send me the color copy, which surprisingly didn't sell out. Usually with MSUO releases, the color copy sells out instantly and the black is left over, and I usually am just getting the black copies, especially when Meteor Gem gets them in, because they usually have the black issues, and I just grab those. So heads up, if you don't want to order direct from MSUO, Meteor Gem usually gets them in stock, as well as Dark Descent, and I think this was a split release with Dark Descent Records. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, printed inner sheet of some cool artwork there, and then the lyrics on the other side. I really like this whole like old school, like medieval, like skull and iron, like, I'm blanking. It's there. Whatever the shield, whatever. I don't know what the hell it's called. I'm so bad at talking today. I like the whole like theme of this. It goes really well with the music. It's definitely something that would be playing like in the pits of Game of Thrones, like down in the tombs. Definitely has that vibe to it. So he sent me like I think this was red, to be honest with you. But it looks purple. Even in person, it looks purple. It's like a blood red, but it definitely looks more purpley. So yeah, thank you for sending me the color variant. And these are still available. Both color and black are still available. So definitely check this out if you're into that blackened death metal sound. Especially this. This has more of the cavernous kind of death metal vocals. And it's got that little bit more raw black metal sound that Suffering Hour tends to bring into their albums. It kind of reminds me of that. It doesn't sound exactly like Suffering Hour, so don't get all pissy when you go and be like, it doesn't sound exactly. No, I didn't say that. It just reminds me of them. Okay, calm down. So yeah, thank you, Jesus. MSUO is awesome. I love that label. It's worth putting in big orders, especially when you're in the US. Releases great stuff every year. Astriferous and Vacuous and Cryptworm and Undergang. Those are some of my favorite releases that have come out through MSU the last year or two. There's been so many. But those are just ones that I can name off the top of my head right now. So yeah, check them out and check out Ascendancy. It's good stuff. So that is all that I have today. I do have a stack of CDs and a tape here. That is all grindcore and gore grind. So I'm going to do a gore grind video for all you fanatics out there that love when I talk about that. Been putting in some more work into getting my grindcore collection up. And then guess what? I do have black metal to talk about. The Black Metal Monday, or just the black metal series in general. It'll probably not be called Black Metal Monday anymore. I don't know. It's going to come back. I finally started buying some. Black metal has been like the very bottom of my list of listening this year. Just have not been into anything that's come out until recently. I started listening to a couple of things from bands that I loved last year that were releasing new stuff this year. So there will be a black metal video coming up, maybe next Monday. I don't know, because I do want to do the gore grind video this week, and I also want to do the Suffocation discography video, and I also want to do Undergang discography video. I have a lot of things I want to do, so we'll see. But black metal is definitely coming. I've got 3 releases that I recently just got in the mail, and I love them, and I'm going to talk about them. So yeah. That's all that I have today. I hope you enjoyed the puppy. He's passed out now. That walk did him in. Hope you enjoyed the puppy cam. I might do some overlays and stuff to kind of, yeah, I'm getting into this whole streaming stuff now. I'm figuring things out and making it better. So that's all I have. I'll see you guys in the next one.